entire army, slowing him down a little bit, so I was effectively able to do that. I even think I might be able to pick up a couple of units here, but I overextended myself, so I'm just in such a tough position right now. If anything is going to win me this battle, it is going to be these Immortals, so let's see how I'm going to be able to deal with this. Finally, some High Templar with the Khaidarian Amulet. Able to get some good Psystorms off in there, so he is very injured right now with those Immortals beasting away at those Roaches, and that Psystorm actually was what saved me that push right there, because he just had such a weak army. And he is now just regenerating. He has rapid regeneration, so he's going to be able to pretty much pop out at full health. I don't have enough resources really for gas. Look how many minerals I have. I've just been doing so much tech, and here he comes trying to focus out these Immortals, but that is just a lot of damage for him to deal with in conjunction with those Psystorm and even an Archon on there, so this is just a really good composition against what he has on me right now. So despite the fact that I'm severely behind in the economic game, I have smart choices right here with my composition really against Roaches. I'm able to control this force very well, and here's my Observer again, and here he comes, he pops out, able to pick off a couple of Zealots, and this hero, High Templar, coming in trying to punch the Roaches, not really working out great for him. And here comes the Immortals and the Archon. Archon just tanking like a beast, and Immortals just really wrecking in this battle. And oh my god, this was just crazy. Look how many kills these Immortals have. 11, 9 kills, and 3 kills for this guy. This guy was kind of lagging behind. He doesn't even have any injured life. And here I am moving my Immortal back and trying to use that patch right here, so he can't see where my Immortal is, and I was actually able to save it. Here I am with another expansion. I'm actually doubly expanding because I realize at this point I'm so behind, I might as well take the risk on the expansion, and I think my composition is solid enough. And yeah, look at this. I really just have nothing. I heavily saturate this base because obviously it's just way safer for me to protect this base than this base, but I see this as kind of a risky maneuver, but kind of a necessary one if I do want to stay ahead in the economic game. And luckily for me, he did not expand out right now. What he probably should have done was on that push, he should have expanded out. He has tons of minerals right now, very low on gas, so why not just throw down a hatchery wherever you can? That's what he should have done. And so I send out a couple, just my remaining probes back here to saturate this base, so I might be able to get some mining off of here. Maybe I'll get that base to pay for itself. But I know I'm comfortable right now. I still have at least one base mining, very heavily saturated. I have some High Templar, I have my Immortals pumping out, and I have a Stargate as well, because what's really tricky to deal with in a PvZ is that once Zerg get that hive, that tier 3 tech is just going to be so devastating. If he chooses to go Broodlords or Ultralists, I really need the right composition to deal with that. And so it looks like he's choosing to go Broodlords. He does have that Greater Spire. Even warping in some Broodlords right now in production, I have Blink and a Stargate, and this guy is even going to be getting Cracklings. And Cracklings, as you might not know, are Speedlings with Adrenaline Rush. So they are just permanently on crack. And they are moving out right now, trying to probably, it looks like he is going to be trying to take down these destructible rocks out here. So he actually did secure this expansion, and he is not going to be able to break through these rocks right now. He is actually scouting for mine, and oh no, my Nexus is going to be entirely surrounded. I really should have had some static defense here, but I just don't think that I had the minerals to invest in here, and really if I had 3 cannons, he still would have been able to take it, so I would have been out tons more minerals than I needed. I think I was able to pay for this base, so not a huge loss really. I still am on one base, and he is only technically on one base right now too, so it's actually a pretty even economic game, and I'm pumping out some Void Rays. I have this Observer out here. It is essential that you scout for the tier 3 Zerg tech, because if you don't, you are going to be in so much trouble. If you just have basic gateway units and a couple of Immortals, you're really not going to be able to do that much. So I see that he has Broodlords right now, and I am prepping for that. That's why I have those Void Rays out there. He has absolutely no anti-air. He has a couple of Corruptors. So his mistake here was that he really didn't scout me. He is scouting for expansions and stuff, but really all it would take for him was to just move in a Zergling out here, and what I should have even done was tried to hide the Stargate a little bit better. It's just kind of back here right near my Nexus, so kind of an obvious place to scout. And he really should have scouted for that. I don't think that he did. Let me see. No, he doesn't see that. He doesn't see any of this tech, doesn't even see my Templar Archives, but he knows I have High Templar, so that doesn't matter. And here I am I feel a little bit contained right now. I have one pylon out here, one observer out here, so I have decent map control. I know pretty much where he is, and I'm trying to warp in a pylon for maybe some harasser just to maybe even secure another base, and I see that he has this right here. That Zergling, fortunately for this probe, decided to move back and work his job at the toll booth / Zelnaga watchtower and just kind of coast there. And I have this proxy pylon out here because it's always nice to not just be sitting in your base. Having this pylon out here is kind of like a little bit of leverage that I can jump into his base, and especially this expansion, if I feel like I'm getting a little overwhelmed on the economic game, all it takes is maybe 3 Zealots and a High Templar to go in here and absolutely wreck this base, at least the drone. So here he comes with, oh my god, tons of Zerglings. That is 121 Zerglings. I really only have a couple of Zealots, and I have 1 High Templar and Immortals right now, so let's see how I deal with this. I have 4 Void Rays, however, so I do have a pretty good counter against these Broodlords. He doesn't see my Void Rays yet, though, so he is going to be in for a treat once he sees these guys. He only has really a Corruptor to deal with me, but he thinks he can overwhelm this force. Let's see what he's going to be able to do. A couple of Stalkers just beasting in here, trying to take down some of those Corruptors so my Voiders will be able to have free reign. And oh my god, tons of Psystorm just eating up all of those Lings, and holy crap, all of my units are just getting eaten into, but there is the Void Ray just destroying all the rest of the ground, and now he is going to be going on the Roaches. I warp in a couple of more Zealots. These Photon Cannons doing a great job. 12 kills on that 1 Photon Cannon, and that is just absolutely ridiculous. Oh my god, I can't believe that. My High Templar right there must have had like 60 kills or something. That was absolutely ridiculous right there. And now I'm moving out. I see that I do have the push advantage, because what's really tough is that as a Protoss, it's hard to hard switch to a tech, but Zerg can really do it very easily. So right now I realize I better just back off. My Immortals or any kind of Stalkers I sent in are going to be just toast, and I really need to secure this base right here while I move my Void Rays in across the map and try to stop whatever build he is going. So my first target is going to be this hatchery, so I can deny this build. He even has Hydralisk coming out right here. He has 4 Hydralisks, a couple of Queens, so I might be in a little bit of trouble. My Void Rays, they need to really get charged up if I'm going to be able to take this down. And 1 Void Ray does go down. I wasn't able to micro him back in time, and those Hydralisks are now down. So here I am, my Void Rays on this hatchery. This hatchery is going to be able to be busted down, and now I move in trying to keep my charge, trying to maybe even supply cap him. I don't really think that's going to happen right now. He has tons of Overlords, a Corruptor flying in here. I think he just had a rally point set, and I actually was able to get the rest of those Corruptors down, and I'm trying to pick away at these Overlords and keep my charge. In the meantime, he is saturating this base right here, and I'm sending in some more Void Rays and some more Zealots, whatever I can, and here comes a couple of Mutilas still rallied, so he did a bad job rallying his units here. He just was pretty much keeping them out there, and one at a time I was able to pick them away. Even if he did kind of mass up, I think I would be able to take this. Charge of Void Rays are just so powerful. I just killed his Hydralisk Den. I'm now going to kill his Hive, and this player is in a very difficult position. I'm now moving in my Zealots here. Is this the hero High Templar? No, this is not the hero High Templar. He is just kind of a newbie on the map, even putting some feedback on that Queen. And here comes the Void Rays just kind of destroying the rest of this base. Even this little observer here is scouting to see if some roaches might pop up and start barfing upwards towards the sky against these Void Rays. But that's not going to happen. There is the GG. So wow, pretty intense match right there. I can't believe this battle right here turned out the way it did. I really only had 1 High Templar. I was so starved for gas I wasn't able to get more, but it really turns out that was all I needed. It goes to show you that a good bottleneck just works wonders against Zerg. I mean, a couple of Psystorms just really ate up his entire ground force, and scouting for that tier 3 tech for the Zerg is absolutely essential. As you saw, if I didn't have these Void Rays, it wouldn't have mattered how many Stalkers and High Templars I had. I would just not have been able to defeat that push right there. So I really needed those Void Rays for those Broodlords. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was a helpful matchup for you to watch in PvZ. Always a very tough fight. You know, how do you deal with containment? How do you deal with expanding? And I think this game had some good moments in it where you kind of saw what I was doing, what I was thinking at the time, what the Zerg player did well, what I did well, and what we should have done better to improve on our game. So thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next episode of Mazeesports.